Good morning, students. Welcome back to our class, that is performance management. In today's class, we are going to discuss about our fifth unit about the Gilberts performance matrix and the Gilberts behavior engineering model. These are the two topics we are going to cover today in our class. See, the policy that means when this thing was going on, that means uh, just a minute. Yeah. When the performance management was going on in the peak time in every organizations, the people started going to give importance to the Gilbert's performance matrix. What does it include? What are those things we are going to learn in today's class? Thomas F. Gilbert has introduced, that means he's one of the expert in performance management. He has introduced a matrix by the name performance matrix, which is mainly used by the manager for improving the performance of the respective organizations. So what the managers used to do, they used to develop the organizations with these matrices. What does it include? The matrix guides the manager in making appropriate and effective decisions regarding performance management in the best possible manner. So next here, some of the HR, that means some of the HR professionals consider this matrix as a performance engineering matrix, PEM. Why? We are going to learn in our upcoming slides. Now, the important fact or the important notice which make performance engineering matrix popular even in the present day context is because of two factors. What are those? Individual factor and that individual how he is behaving in the environment factor. These are the two factors we are going to discuss. Not only that, Gilbert says that environment is a special or a fundamental factor affecting the behavior. I repeat, he says that environment, the culture of the organization, is a fundamental factor affecting the behavior of the employees, thereby leading to performance improvements. Next, many researchers advise performance engineers to take into consideration PEM, that means performance engineering matters, while taking decision as it act as an excellent guide for the managers in deciding which decision need to be made and also be what sequence we can accept as an important tool by improving the performance of employees at an individual's levels. So the Gilberts or the performance engineering matrix consists of three levels and three stages. What are those? And we are going to see. So what are there? He says that Gilbert says that in his matrix three levels are there. What are those? Policy level, strategy level, tactics. And three stages are there: models, measures, methods. That this way. So how it is going to be worked? Now, how the policy level will be there in the models, how the policy level will be measured, how the policy level methodology will be taken. Depends what sort of methods will be there in their policy we are going to learn. So these are the three stages, and three levels. Stages: A models, B measures, C methods. Here comes the policy one policy, second one is strategy, third one is tactics. These are the three things. Now, when I am saying this, here in the policy level, stage one. First, policies means what? Policies are formulated, organizations are in the institutional or in the divisional level and the department level. The decision, what sort of future planning? Those are policies. Now, in stage A, at policy level, the engineers use a accomplishment models for performing the following functions like establishing the cultural goals and the missions of the organizations, identifying the requirements of the success of the organizations, designing standards for assessing the actual performance of employees, selects an appropriate unit of measurements for appraising the performance of employees at workplace, decides upon the methods or approaches which needs to be adopted for organizing and allocating the work, identifying the various economical methods for performing the work into through and out the organization's work unit. Uh, Apart from that, you can see the various ways of the economical benefits associated with the maximization. Now, coming to the stage B, that is measures. How it can be measured? The policy can be measured by identifying and analyzing the performance measures that are essential for improving the benefits of the stakeholders. Apart from that, analyzing the critical list of offering the major opportunities for improvement. Next, it is going to help or access the current status of the organizations, help in identifying the gaps existing in the process and adopt various measures for filling these gaps. Whatever the gaps will be there, it is going to be fulfilled. So all these things will be there. Now coming to the stage C, uh, at this level, behavioral engineering model is used to analyze the methods which will help the efficiency and for the accomplishment could be improved. That means it can be improved with efficiency and accomplishment will can be taken place. So for that we are having different methods like people programs and the management actions, how it is going to relate it. Now, selections of the tools and techniques for conducting environment programs, training and development of decision selection and recruitment efforts and so on. Apply the resource and standard which best fit with the culture of the organization. So these are the methods are using in the policy level. So what is happening? Selection of tools. What sort of tools are needed? What sort of techniques are needed? What sort of environment program should be conducted for the beneficiary of the organizations, and that is going to be fulfilled with the models which make in the stage. Next, they are going to provide a training and development decisions, selections and recruitment efforts and so on. So all these things will be there in the stage C. These are the policy making. In the policy, what is happening? What sort of mission, vision, their strategies, or what is their goal? They are going to select. They are measured, how they can be measured. So that what sort of performance are needed, how the performance is needed, how this performance can be taken place with the help of methods, giving the policy methods like providing the training, development sessions, and giving selecting the good tools and the techniques for the development of the human skills or organization skills. Now coming to the second stage, that means second level, that is strategic level. So this level is also known as job level. Policy level is the formulated for the organizations level. Departmental level is the job level. Strategic level is also known as job level. Okay, next job. Now, in this stage A, that means models. How the models will be there here? The firms have to consider the uh, points like identifying the most important work outputs of the job and most appropriate method for structuring it. Next, the essential requirements that are associated with the duties and the results of the job. Next, selection of the standards with best suits the task uh, and growth. So these are the things will come from the stage A. Coming to the stage B, uh, here the engineers need to consider, that means the managers need to consider the best and present status of the organization by specializing, emphasizing on the identification of gaps or deficiencies existing in the job output. They also need to analyze the causes behind the deviations in the performance from that of standard performance. All these things will be taking place properly. Next, in the stage C, the engineers adopt various performance improvements methods which needs to be implemented in an organization for closing or narrowing down the performance gaps. All these things will be taking place in a proper way. Next, stage 3, that is the tactical level. In the tactical level, the model A, it consists of task system. It is referred, that means this level is also known as task tactic or task level. Yes. Yes. In this, what is happening? The models will be adopted by the workers for the achievement of desired results. Which type of environment is formed, or which is a suitable performance, and which is a specific job for the employees, they will select. Apart from that, what has to be done for the properly aligning the skills of the employees with that of job competencies will be analyzed. What sort of skills are needed, what sort of training is needed, what sort of experience, qualification, skill are needed, they are going to fall in this level. Next. In stage B, it involves decisions such as, that means in the measurements, how it is going to measure with the help of by taking the measurements like decisions of selection of the appropriate media vehicle for promoting and advertising the newly introduced product, for the development of stand slots which designs it in appropriate way, estimating the costs associated with the implementation of solutions. All these things are going to take. Next, estimating the cost associated with the implementation of solution is also taking place. Yeah. Next, in the stage C, it compares the actual performance with that of the exemplary standards in the basics activity of the stage. It involves the selection of the appropriate materials, tools, and resources through which the performance-related programs or problems can be efficiently resolved. So these are the types of matrix here. Now we will see the next one. Uh, just a minute. Next one is Gilbert's behavior engineering model. How it going to be taken place. Now, in this is the model of individual factor and uh, environment factor. So what is happening? The information, the tools, the incentives, all these things are coming in the environmental factors. Like what is the directional, what is the confidentials, what is the and what is the mind, what is there in the monetary, what is the barriers. Coming to the individual factors like knowledge, skill, capacity, and motivation, it is going to be design. That means what sort of values, how it can we survive, what is the intellectual, what is the typical, what is the cognitive, what is the psychomotor. All those things will be taking place. Here in this picture, it is clear and cut out that the information. Environment factors. Environment factors consist of information, resource, and incentives. Now, information. That means the environment factors are not under the control of individual employee. It include, like I was saying, information, resources, and incentives. So what does it mean? So here, these are the two things we have to be very, we have to take place in the common. That means first and two, the first information and tools are coming in environment, and the incentives, motivation, capacity, skill, knowledge are coming in the incentives. I mean individual factors. Now information is what an employee's performance behavior is greatly influenced by the information provided to him or her. It includes information related to clearly defined roles and responsibilities and expectations about the job, clear information that helps to understand the workflow process in the organizations, and so on. So these are the information will be gathered from the atmosphere and the environment of the organizations, and they are going to due to the managers or the doctor management. Next, resources. What are the resources are available for gathering the information in the environment factor is availability of the required tools, or equipments, or techniques, or the time resource for performing the tasks, or the data, collection of the data, and conductive working environment that boost, improve for the performance. All these things will come from the resources are working like the tools for the environment. Now, factors for individual means like incentives. Every employee is motivated to perform better by providing a balanced set of financially and non-financial incentives rewards. Like employees perform better if they find scope for career and financial improvement or job enrichment. These are the things will be there. Next, employees' motives and desire. This means the motives of the employees has a direct impact on their performance, behavior at work. It is advisable whose for firms to select employees' career motives are aligned with that of the organization. Next, capacity. The capacity what includes employees' personality traits, physical, mental, and emotional capacity, and so on. All these things will come under the capacity of the individual. Now, the human resource department is required to recruit and select candidates having required capacity to perform the job successfully, who's having the good soundful knowledge, either physically, mentally, emotionally, and traits, personality traits, and so on. That kind of capacity people will be given the chance. Next, knowledge and skill. Organizational performance directly impacted by the knowledge and skill sets posed by its workforce and the ability or the willingness to share and use it in a constructive manner for the benefit of the organization. So whatever the psychomotor level or the cognitive way or the experience way, the knowledge is having by the individual, and it is set for possessed by its workforce. That means the employees and their ability and willingness to share their knowledge or the information that is used in a cognitive manner for the benefit of the organization. Now, firms may encourage cross training of employees to create highly skilled and knowledgeable workforce. All these things will be coming here. Now, finding are the uses of the model. So, what is happening as survey was conducted to find the most impacting factor that impacts performance. The questions were asked to the employees and managers about the most influencing performance factor. So, the survey result has been there on the screen. You can see that it is clear that from the survey the results and the environment factor and the most influencing factor about the organization performance is here. In the environment factor, what is happening here? Yeah, environmental factor, responses by the employees are 75% and the responses by the managers are 59%. Coming to the individual factors, responses by the employees are 25% only, and the responses by the managers in the individual factor are 41%. So it has been learned that environment factor plays an important factor apart from individual factor. So individual factor is related with the environmental factor. Also, what sort of work and the environment is creating, depending on the environment, they are going to respond. So I think the students have understand the topic and the concept which I am explaining. Please mention your roll numbers in the comment box so that I can give the attendance to you. Tomorrow will be the last class for performance management. Small topics are there. Remaining, I am going to complete it by tomorrow. Thank you. Have a nice day.